Hey guys, XJ here. So recently there have been several videos from other content creators covering the never-ending iRating topic.
The answer to a never-ending story.
So today we are going to review the data and take a look at road iRating across all drivers in iRacing. So let's get started. Love it or hate it, iRating is always a topic of discussion in the iRacing community. Recently, some sim racing content creators have discussed why iRating is not all that important. And although some great points were made from those creators, there are still some burning questions out there, such as where does my iRating rank in the grand scheme of the iRacing world? What's the top 50%? Or the top 25%? Am I above average? Below average? What is an average iRating? There's some good data charts out there, but most of the data is relatively old, 12 months or more that I have found, and only really focus on one discipline, such as road or oval. As a result, I decided to pull the data myself. So today we are going to take a deeper dive into the iRating data realm and even look at some fun stats too. This will be a multi-part series so we can go over all of the disciplines in iRacing individually, that being road, oval, and dirt road. Yes, all four. Now the data contains all the drivers within the database, so I decided to cleanse the data a bit to establish a baseline for comparison purposes. For road, there are 446,265 total drivers in the database. Now remove the drivers with negative iRating. Again, don't ask because I do not know. I can only imagine they're deleted, banned, or possibly inactive accounts, but I cannot state that with any certainty. But after removing those drivers, it brought the number down considerably to 287,467 drivers. From there, I decided to only look at drivers with 10 races or more in the data. That leaves us with 258,103 drivers for the following stats. Considering that 247,838 or 96% of those drivers have an iRating of 3250 or below, I decided to focus on that population for the next graph. The number at the bottom of the column represents iRating by group, and the numbers at the top of the column represents the number of drivers in that group. For example, the second column from the left represents 500 to 749 iRating and contains 17,128 drivers within that group. As you can see, there's an abundance of drivers in the 0 to 3250 iRating range. Once a driver's iRating is above 1600 for road, the numbers begin to change significantly in the amount of drivers moving forward. I was more than a little surprised in the amount of road drivers compared to oval drivers. Prior to reviewing the data, I would have guessed that road drivers were much less in number count than oval. I would have been very wrong. For road, iRating peaks in the 1250 to 1499 iRating range before it begins to drop significantly. When we look at all the drivers from the population considered, from an iRating of 1 to over 10K, this is where the percentages fall. If you have an iRating of 3,552 or above, you are in the 90th percentile or top 10%. If you have an iRating of 2,211 or above, you are in the 75th percentile or top 25%. And if you have an iRating of 1,548 or above, you are in the 50th percentile or top 50%. Now let's look at some fun stats, or at least some interesting ones. Some of the names will not be mentioned to protect the innocent. With most races, GG Griffin owns that right now with 11,773 races. He has 4,148 wins and carries a 3211 iRating. He has a Class B license at 2.87. And he is closely followed by Perry Newhook, who is only 38 races away. For highest iRating, Maximilian Benecki, 645 race starts with 366 wins, carrying a 56.7 win percentage. He has a pro license and a 4.33 safety rating. For lowest iRating, it's actually 0. 96 race starts, 6 wins, Class D license at 4.66. Gotta be an interesting fella. When we look at average incidents across the board by group and road, this is the highest out of all of the categories. Again, group them between 500 chunks, starting at 1250 and moving all the way to 3250 iRating, as you can see across the bottom. And the amount of drivers significantly comes down per group. But for the most part, it's pretty much the same. So I hope this was informative for all the drivers out there suffering from iRatingitis. I'm sure we all have from time to time, but when you look at the numbers as a whole, you quickly realize, hey, my iRating is not really that bad. Hey guys, if you enjoyed the video, please consider hitting that thumbs up button. It greatly helps the channel, and I do appreciate it a ton. Also, make sure you subscribe, hit that little bell icon. That way you're notified anytime I upload new content. Until next time, this is XJ. I'll see you on the track.